So many activities, and there's always random events happening. There's always like that time when we were just walking around and ran into a Mobb Deep concert.
Free concert, dude.
Yeah, it was completely free. There was tons of people. It was a great vibe.
Yeah, I hope they have that again this year.
They always do. They're gonna like summer stage. They're gonna do that.
Stage,
Yeah, they're gonna do that. They're gonna do that again. New York City, baby. Today we're going to Central Park.
I was on the verge of getting kicked out anyway, I think.
Of Hofstra?
Of the dorms.
Of the dorms?
Yeah, I was on like probation there, so.
Not to bring up a criminal, but anyway, Bernie Madoff actually went to Hofstra, but he went for liberal arts. And then he did the biggest Ponzi scheme of the 21st century, so.
What's the moral of that one?
The moral is that, you know, people, if you think about Bernie Madoff, you might think, oh, if you went to college, he probably did something like finance. No, he didn't. He had a crazy reputation in the financial world. He just knew how to talk. He had the soft skills and the assets that were necessary to build those relationships, and that's what got him through into being able to build the brand that swindled, you know, so many people and ruined so many lives. But you can do something great with it too. He just didn't use his powers for good. You don't need to go to college, kids. I mean,
Yeah, some of you do.
your parents might hate me for saying this, but listen, if you really want the knowledge about something, like I said in the past, look it up. I can tell you, I've had a bit of a crazy last year and a half, 2 years. See, I went to college in Long Island, this little place called Hofstra University, and I came straight from India. I was 18 years old. I promise you I sounded just like I do right now, right off the boat. Last couple of years after I graduated, I had a startup. I'm I guess wannabe entrepreneur, I suppose. And so I was working on that, and definitely I was very passionate. We finally proved our business model, started making some cash with it, just nothing crazy, but enough to survive. And definitely had hope for the future, but due to some legalities over being an immigrant, I couldn't continue down that path, and so I up and left New York and everything I knew. Didn't really have a plan in mind, but decided to spend some time in California, look for work. Went to LA, went to San Francisco, came back to LA, came back to San Francisco. All of that happened over the period of maybe a month or two. And found a job in insurance. Hated it. I was miserable. So of course, I left that in about 7 months. And I came back to New York. I up and left from coast to coast. And then I started working someplace else. Started selling software. Thought it would be different this time around, but you know, I don't want to bash the company or anything like that, but suffice it to say I was the sole employee for 8 months. Meanwhile, everything else was run out of India. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that seemed pretty sketchy to me. So, we parted our ways, that company and myself. Spent maybe the last 4 or 5 months feeling quite bewildered, only to come to the realization that my whole kind of pursuit in coming to New York, to America, was always being my own person, my own businessman, entrepreneur, and not having to work for anybody, and realize that as long as I do work for other people, I'm just going to be miserable. So welcome on my journey. I hope you guys stay tuned. I'm excited about what the future holds. Let's see.
Subscribe, motherfuckers!